All right, what is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Cataclysm 215, and today we're going to be talking about one of hip hop's ultimate hidden gems, Dilated Peoples. Now, Dilated Peoples is like the West Coast version of Gangstar meets Run DMC meets Black Star, and I'm a little bit pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been seeing a lot of like top 50 rap groups of all time, top 50 albums of all time, blah, 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 fucking blah. Dilated Peoples needs to be on your guys' radar. They had 5 banger albums, and yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit upset about the fact that Rocket Ira Science, DJ Babu, and Evidence are not being talked about more. Evidence is a dope ass producer as well as MC, as well as Rocket Ira Science and DJ Babu from the world famous Beat Junkies. Like, why are these artists not being talked about more? I do not understand it. Um, First of all, Evidence is the only producer that was invited to do a track, do a beat for Kanye West on his College Dropout album. He was the only outside producer on the damn album. He did the last call for Kanye West on the College Dropout, and like I mean, like just their this their discography is absolutely out of this freaking world. And yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on that. And yeah, we're going to get into some more details. So the first time I actually got to see Dilated Peoples perform live, Talib Kweli and Dilated were on tour together. Absolute crazy concert. Had an amazing time. And then the second time I got to see them perform live, they were actually on Kanye West's very first official tour for the College Dropout. It was them, it was Kanye, obviously, and Young Gunners, and they just wrecked the show. It was absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't understand why these guys aren't being talked about more. Now, let's get into some more specifics of each individual album. So, Dilated released The Platform back in 2000. This was their debut album. And while I think that some of their later albums had bigger, more successful songs and bigger bangers, this is um, the most consistent of all of their projects. I mean, from the beginning to the end, it's just banger after banger, amazing songs, amazing production by Evidence and Alchemist. And yeah, let's get into the track listing. So right off the bat, they start off with the title track, The Platform, produced by The Alchemist. Absolute banger of a song. Um, yeah, I mean, it just really starts off the entire album on the right foot. And then you have No Retreat featuring Be Real, produced by T Ray. I mean, Be Real's verse on this is just flawless. I love his verse on this song. And then you have Guaranteed, produced by The Alchemist. And then you have Right On, featuring The Alcoholics, produced by E Swift, The Alcoholics in-house producer. And then you have The Main Event, produced by The Alchemist. This song actually it literally starts off with "Hurry, hurry, step right up." Like, come on, come see us live. Let's freaking go. And then you have Service, produced by DJ Babu. And one of the highlights on the album is Eardrums Pop, produced by The Evidence. This song goes so hard, guys, so hard. And then you have Years in the Making, which is basically their origin story, produced by Joey Chavez. And then you have Annihilation, again produced by The Alchemist. And then you have Expanded Man, Last Line of Defense, Triple Optics, Shape of Things to Come featuring AC Alone. And then you get up to Work the Angles. This was actually my introduction to the group, because I believe the single had Work the Angles on the A side, and then you had on the B side Annihilation and Guaranteed. And this was actually produced by Cutmaster Kurt. When they perform this song live, it tears the show down. It's one of the hardest hitting beats in hip hop. Absolutely amazing song. And then you got the Eardrums Pop remix, featuring Planet Asia, The Far Eye, Everlast, and Feel the Agony. And last but certainly not least, you have the platform Eric Sermon remix, another banger. And yeah, like I said, this is probably my favorite overall Dilated Peoples album, but there's some absolute bangers on all five of the albums for sure, and we're gonna get into that as well. So in 2001, Dilated Peoples dropped their sophomore album, The Expansion Team. Now this is probably their most popular album because some of the songs on here had very heavy rotation in mixtapes, and one song in particular was actually being used in video games and TV and radio commercials. And yeah, let's go over that track listing. So they start this album off with a song called Live on Stage, and they're basically talking about how much they enjoy performing live and also thanking their fans all on the song at the same time. The song's produced by The Alchemist. It's just an amazing way to start off the album. And then the second track on the album is called Worst Come to Worst, produced by The Alchemist. Now, this is the song I was talking about that's actually featured on a bunch of different video games at the time, TV commercials, car commercials, uh, radio commercials, and yeah, it's probably the most recognizable song, especially if you play this. Even now, you'll probably remember some of the commercials and stuff that it was on, and it's an absolute banger, absolute banger. Even Guru's on a little part of it, which is really cool. Rest in peace, Guru. And then the third track on the album is Clockwork, produced by DJ Premier, the legendary DJ Premier. And yeah, this song got a lot of play on like mixtapes, and yeah, a lot of people know this song as well. And then you have Trade Money, produced by the legendary Beat Miners, another absolute banger. And then you have Heavy Rotation, produced by Evidence and Joey Chavez. This song is really well known because Tash from the Licks goes completely off on this song. And then you have Self Defense. Now, Self Defense was actually a response to Eminem, which Dilated Peoples actually had a little bit of a beef with, because I believe Evidence produced a song that Everlast used to diss Eminem back when him and Everlast were having a beef. And so Eminem went after Dilated Peoples as well, and this was just their little response to it. To be honest, it's not the best diss track in the world, but yeah, I mean, they weren't going to back down. They said, you want to come at us? Fuck you. You know what I mean? And then you have Proper Propaganda, produced by DJ Babu. Definitely a decent song, not my favorite. And then you have Pay Attention, produced by DJ Babu, another absolute banger. Then you have War, produced by Questlove from The Roots. This is a very short song. It's basically just Rock Science talking about war. And then you have Hard Hitters featuring Black Thought. This is actually one of my favorite Black Thought features. I mean, he goes completely off on this song. This is another one of those songs that was getting heavy rotation in the mixtape scene. And then you have the Expansion Team theme, another absolute banger. And yeah, this album just, it goes really hard. I don't like it as much as Platform, but some of the individual songs like Worst Comes to Worst, Clockwork, and Hard Hitters, they're just they're top notch, top notch. Also, before we move on, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Alchemist, because at this point, Alchemist was working with artists like Mobb Deep over on the East Coast, and he had like a completely different production style and sound that he was using when he worked with the guys over on the East Coast. But he was also doing these absolute bangers with Dilated Peoples and catering his production style to them. So I just want to say shout out to him. And yeah, we're going to talk about Neighborhood Watch now. This album probably has the highest highs and the lowest lows of all of Dilated People's albums. Because if I was making like a top 10 list of my favorite songs from Dilated, there's definitely a couple songs on here that would make that list. But also, this album probably also has the most skips for me as well. But yeah, let's get into that track listing. So right off the bat, we have the Alchemist produced Marathon. This song is kind of like tailor-made for DJs, the way that the instrumental goes, and it hits so hard but so smooth all at the same time, and it pays homage to Rakim. And yeah, amazing song. One of my favorite Dilated songs to ever come out. And then you have the title track, Neighborhood Watch. This song is okay. Um, and then you have Trying to Breathe, another song that's just okay. Those two are definitely not my favorites. But then on the fourth track, you got Caffeine, produced by Nucleus. This beat is eerie, it's nasty, and Evidence just rhymes his ass off on it. And then you have the next song is called Who's Who, which is actually a little bit dated. I really don't like the song too much at all, if I'm being completely honest. And then you have Poisonous featuring Devin the Dude. This is talking about poisonous women. Actually, it's a pretty good song, not gonna lie. Produced by the Alchemist. And then you have Reach Us, which is it's like has this like eerie, like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's definitely a very mesmerizing and pulverizing song. Another one of the bangers on this album for sure, produced by Joey Chavez. And then you have Big Business, not a bad song, not my favorite. Same thing with Love and War. But then you have World on Wheels, which is also produced by The Alchemist. And if this is not my number one favorite song by Dilated Peoples, it's probably number two or number three. It's really that good. And then you have Closed Sessions featuring The Far Eye, Feel the Agony, and Planet Asia. It's a posse cut. It's pretty good song. Not my favorite. But then you have This Way featuring Kanye West. If worst come to worst is their most popular song, then this is probably their second most popular song. It's produced by Kanye West. It also has John Legend on it. Yeah, absolute banger, one of my favorite Dilated songs, and probably also one of the most popular. And then you have DJ Babu in Deep Concentration. This is Babu just like scratching and showcasing his talent as a DJ. And yeah, let's move on. So after Neighborhood Watch, Dilated Peoples dropped 2020, and this is probably my second favorite album from them because it is just filled with banger after absolute banger. And yeah, let's get into the track listing. So right off the bat, they hit you with Back Again, a Dilated Peoples classic. The video for this song is actually very sick. Make sure you guys check that out. And then you have You Can't Hide, You Can't Run, another absolute banger. And then you have Alarm Clock Music, which is like literally what it says. It will wake you the hell up out of your freaking boots. Absolute banger. And then Old English featuring The Fire Eye is probably my only skip on this album. Yeah, it's probably my least favorite song on the entire track list. And then you have Kindness for Weakness featuring Talib Kweli, absolute banger. Another Sound Mission, absolute banger. Rapid Transit, uh, featuring the Chronon from the Strong Arm Steady crew. Then you have The Eyes Have It, Satellite Radio, Firepower featuring Capleton. And the one and only is actually a DJ Babu, him scratching and who's doing his thing on that song. And then you have 2020, which is the title song, absolute banger as well. And last but certainly not least, we have Dilated Peoples, directors of photography. This album is also filled with some absolute bangers. And yeah, unfortunately, it was the last project that we got from them. Now, the directors of photography title actually comes from the fact that Evidence actually became a pretty famous Instagram photographer, which is actually really interesting that they decide to name the album over that. So yeah, let's get into the track list testing. So right off the bat, you start with the evidence-produced directors, absolute banger. Then you have Cut My Teeth, produced by Alchemist, another dope-ass song. Then you have The Dark Room featuring Vince Staples, another absolute banger. And then you have Good Is Gone, produced by the legendary DJ Premier, completely does his thing. And then you have Show Me the Way, produced by Jake One. This is actually one of my favorite Dilated songs, absolute banger, featuring Aloe Black. And then you have a couple skips, which is weird because they're right in the middle of the album. You have Figure It Out, Melvin's theme. It's almost like a chopped and screwed type of song. Definitely wasn't really feeling this. Was not Dilated Peoples' vibe for sure. And then you have Let Your Thoughts Fly Away, which was produced by Diamond D, which is actually one of my favorite beat makers of all time. But I was very disappointed in this song. And then you have Century of Self, which was kind of another skip for me. And that was it for the skips, though, because then it picks right back up with the Reversal, produced by DJ Babu. Opinions May Vary, featuring Gangrene. Uh, I've never heard of Gangrene before this album, and I don't think I ever heard him after this album. But his verse on this song is absolutely sick. I wish I knew who he was and like if he had like any solo projects or anything like that. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing on this song. And then you have Trouble, which is another real sick evidence produced beat. And then you have LA Drive featuring Sick Jacket, produced by Alchemist, another absolute banger. And he has The Bigger Picture, produced by Ninth Wonder, featuring Krondon. Another real good song by Dilated Peoples. And then you have Times Squared, produced by Evidence, another banger. And then you have the Posse Cut, Hallelujah, featuring Faishon, Rhapsody, Domo Genesis, Vinny Paz, and Action Bronson. Yo, such a good posse cut for sure. Make sure you guys go check out this album. It's probably my second or third favorite album from Dilated. Yeah, I really had a good time though, highlighting this group that like is just like under the radar right now. I'm not seeing them come up on any list or anything like that, and it's kind of insane to me. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me though, guys. If you can, smash that like button, sub button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about this video. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.